We're going to create a sleeve for the bodice that you've just made for your Ken doll. Prepare a piece of muslin or cotton that is longer than the length of the doll's arm. It should be also about 3 times the spread of the doll's hand. My rectangle, for example, is roughly 2.5 inches wide by 5 inches long. Fold this rectangle into thirds, lengthwise, and pin.
When I'm done, it's going to look like that. And if you have problems pinning it without pinning it to the straight through, I'll use some kind of like a pencil or brush or pen, and that makes that easier. Once we have the tube, then I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a groove. Not all the way down, because remember that we have to leave space for the seam allowance. And then working, and I'm now going to slip his hand through. And next what we're going to do is to make sure that the center line of that sleeve tube lines up with the line that's on his shoulder. And then I will begin to pin this. You're going to fold the edges under, and you're going to use that armhole seam that you drew, based on the markings of the body underneath. And so we're going to fold, and you keep on. Once I have pinned my sleeve onto the bodice around the cap, then I'm going to release the pin that was holding this together underneath the arm so I can work a little bit better. Continue to fold and around the armhole seam, and then what we're going to do is to fold underneath, fold it along the underarm seam of this jacket. When you are working, setting this in, be sure to keep the arm at about a 45-degree angle. I do as best I can. I hold one side flat and I fold the other and pin in place, and I do the best I can about fitting this in with pins into the bodice. And once you've got it fairly well set in, we can make some adjustments once the jacket comes off of the doll's body. Once the jacket is off, I'll continue to play around with the sleeve, making sure that eventually it's turned under and that the sleeve is really set into the bodice with the pins. You might want to play a little bit with the underarm area until you get it so it's to fit it right, and then again watch that your arm, when you're putting this in, is not too far out. You want it about 45-degree angle.
Remove, unpin, and then smooth out your lines. Afterwards, transfer to the paper. Make sure that the underarm seams are of the same length. Using the basic bodice that you've drafted, along with the sleeve, I've created this very simple shirt jacket out of leather. Now that you have your basic slopers, come visit us at fashiondollstylist.blogspot.com for more ideas as to how to dress your doll.